Hey, what up, guys? This is Daniel. I wanted to come on here. It's been a long time since I've been on here. I wanted to review my top 15 hip hop albums of 2014. I know it's been a long time. It's been like about a year or two since I've been here. I'm busy with school and work. And yeah, I just wanted to come on here to say that I will be, for now on, for 2015, I have made it a goal and priority to be reviewing 5 albums of any particular genre that I will be reviewing for this year. January 13th, I will be reviewing Jasmine Sullivan's reality TV show project. Um, January 16th, Fall Out Boy's American Psycho, American Beauty. Joy Badass's new debut project I'm really excited about, Badass. Neo's Nonfiction, then Lupe Fiasco's Sexy and Youth. This will be I will be doing this on a consistent basis for this year, 5 albums per month, and I hope you guys enjoy them. And for today, I wanted to start off with my top 15 hip hop albums, just as a warm up for my reviews of this year. And this is kind of like a pre-review, but I'm still gonna upload it on this channel. I want to start off with my number 15 hip hop album, which is Copper Gone from Sage Francis. This is one project that I hadn't heard of until I actually came across it in Mike's channel, who's from Den and Hip Hop. I listen to a lot of reviews from Mike, and I love to hear his perspectives and knowledge of certain albums and certain projects. And this is one project that he said that was slept on. He actually put this in his top 5 hip hop albums for Den and Hip Hop. And I decided to check it out, and then this was a really underrated project. I feel like the beats were very well executed. I was in awe with the overall production, and a lot of what he had to say really hit home to me. For me, it was a great introduction to a great MC, and he really had a way of connecting and pouring out all of his emotions perfectly on a record. And yeah, I would love to hear more of this guy. I can't wait to see what else he does. Alright, number 14, Dark Comedy from Open Mike Eagle. He's another artist that I've never encountered before until Mike and also Ken from Den and Hip Hop. They were pretty much praising this album, and yeah, I was once again impressed by another innovative, unique direction towards hip hop. I was intrigued at how the production started with a guitar airy vibe to it, and this immediately showcases Mike's versatility and how he's able to blend different genres together. I think he's a pretty good singer, and he sings pretty well in the hooks. I love how he's able to adapt to different sounds, productions. Thirsty Eagle Raps is one of my favorite tracks in this. It represents Mike's hunger to emerge into the rap game, and talks about other rappers that they don't emulate his style, and that they're less lyrical than him, and that is why they're more successful than he is. But yeah, I love the different moods that Mike is experiencing. On one track, he's more upbeat, he's more positive, he's more happy. And then other tracks, he's in a darker, obscure place. And then other tracks, he's more hungry and determined. And I feel like this album was kind of like had like a little bit bipolar, just different shifts in moods. It was very interesting, yet a little bit strange. But yeah, it worked out in the end, and this album was very effective. I liked the unique approach to it. It's unique, it's innovative, it's something different. I feel like Mike has a lot to offer. This was a great genre-bending attempt. I can't wait to see what else he has in store. Number 13, Hell Can Wait from Vince Staples. There's been a lot of young MCs that have been receiving a significant amount of buzz and exposure, and one that automatically comes to mind right now is Vince Staples. He's released a lot of mixtapes in the past few years, but I feel like that were pretty promising, but I feel like he shows all what he's made of in this debut EP, Hell Can Wait. He displays a lot of knowledge and growth as a young man growing up in the projects, and everything that he spits, I believe 100%. You can tell that he's from the hood, and he kind of shows you what he's been exposed to and what it led to, and how those experiences affected him, and how he is today as an individual. And overall, man, great project. He had the believability factor to him that I just believed every word that he was spitting. But yeah, man, great job. Number 12, Sylvia Demo. Isaiah Rashad, one of the more recent signees from TDE. Isaiah Rashad, I feel like in this project he had a lot of pressure on his shoulders with this, due to being the same label as Kendrick, who's the hip hop, who's pretty much a hip hop current leader right now. But yeah, man, this was a great project. Very impressed by this one. I was very impressed by how he was able to cover certain aspects of his life in Tennessee, and also his temptation to weed, and also the absence of his father. I feel like he executed those aspects perfectly on the record. But yeah, great listen. Number 11, Black History Project from Sci-Hi the Prince. Yeah, Black History Project from Sci-Hi the Prince. Sci-Hi the Prince is another artist I've never really, paid much attention to. But I feel like this album was very much slept on, and also another album that I came across to because of Den and Hip Hop. But yeah, man, this was a great listen, man. This is exactly what hip hop is about. The project starts off with Sci-Hi presenting a project about Sci-Hi the Prince, and he's a kid, and he's talking about what makes him so great to the Black history culture. And this is basically how he got his name, right, as of now, currently, because Sci-Hi the Prince indicates greatness, which is what he's trying to showcase. And I feel like his insight and his knowledge completely flourishes on this mixtape, and I feel like he did a great job. And I feel like this mixtape signals a return to substantial, affluent aspects of hip hop that once existed, since particularly the golden age. And I feel like his choices in production were bold, and I feel like his honesty and bluntness really manifested throughout the project. And I can't wait to see what else he's made of. I also love how he was able to transcend the 90s sounding hip hop into a modernized current record, which is not done very much often. But yeah, great job, man. Number 10, but yeah, great album. Number 10, Searching Silver on Quest. Hip hop's hidden gem, Quest. Has surfaced the rap game out of nowhere with a highly introspective, committed, and insistent album that most likely should have been released as a studio album instead of a mixtape. Man, of course, I don't know what the hell you were doing releasing this as a mixtape, because I feel like it could have received so much more exposure if it was a studio album. But aside from that, man, this was Searching Silver was a hard-hitting, emotional, and also life lesson for Quest. He talks about leaving his father's house due to experiencing a lot of problems with him, and also I think his father was an alcoholic, and due to those aspects, he moved in with his mother again, and she sets a lot of rules for him that he must obey by, and she wanted him to get a job, but Quest, he just wanted to stay in his room and to be practicing under the mic and to be writing his lyrics, but his mother had different desires for him. But Quest decided not to comply with his mother's wishes, so she kicked him out, and he became a struggling rapper with no roof over his head. And basically, he was left with little options. But yeah, his storytelling abilities were perfectly exhibited as one of his best skills in an MC. I feel like he showed all of his vulnerability and perseverance on this. His persistence in the end paid off, and this is exactly how this all resulted to Quest's career today. His capability of storytelling and poetry is almost reminiscent of Good Kid, Mad City from Kendrick Lamar. This is exactly what fills in the gap of what is lacking in today's hip hop industry and niche. But yeah, man, great album. Number 9, Oxymoron, Schoolboy Q. Despite not being the most overly lyrical rapper, the TDE rising star has finally made his mainstream debut with critically acclaimed Oxymoron. I feel like this project provides a glimpse of Q's lifestyle, and also is one of the first substantial albums that he's released in a long time. I feel like he was able to cover a lot of different aspects of his life, but also about the current hip-hop status. And I feel like one of Q's strong suits is his flow, the amount of energy that he exudes on a record is something that's refreshing. He's been able to maintain a balance of not being too lyrical or abstract for mainstream listeners, but also to create a new mold for radio-friendly hip-hop, which is exactly what he's been doing. Studio, Hell of a Night have been on the radio, and he's been able to maintain some mainstream success. So yeah, good for him. But yeah, he's definitely coming to his own. This is no Good Kid, Mad City, but in a way, it wouldn't be a fair assessment to compare the two. This is definitely a successful attempt, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Q gained and attracted a new type of audience from this. But yeah, number 8, Under Pressure, Logic. He definitely has something to prove on this, and he did not disappoint. He talked a lot about his own personal experiences of being tempted and being in the gang, and how he was exposed to so much as a kid from his father, how he was an alcoholic, and it kind of made him wake up and not want to make the same mistakes that his family members are making. So he said, you know what, I can make a living. I don't have to make the same mistakes that everyone else is doing. I can be a better person. I can better myself. He talks about the consequences of being in the gang, and sometimes you have to think about what you need to do to change your life, and that there is a way out. But yeah, man, great project. I love the overall message that he was trying to convey. And the only flaw that I will have for this is that the production had a little bit of a Good Kid, Mad City feel, so I started to question its originality a bit. But overall, man, very solid debut project from Logic. Animali, Lecrae. Lecrae is a Christian rapper. He's from Atlanta, and you can also say he's from Houston too. He's been storming the charts with his new highly anticipated album, Animali. I've been following Lecrae for a while now, for about 2 to 3 years, and personally, this is one of his most cohesive projects that he has released in a minute. He's always been very vocal about his perspectives on Christianity, especially politics, everyday life situations, and especially today's mainstream hip hop music scene. He's been in the past. He's been criticized for being overly preachy and enforcing his beliefs on how you need to believe in God. And some people take that as being offensive and being a little bit overbearing. However, I feel like in this case, he's been able to capture a perfect balance in finding radio-friendly material and production, but also incorporating substantial subject matter that isn't perceived as too overbearing, such as, Welcome to America, which kind of which pretty much talks about his social political views on how he views America right now, with everything that's going on, and how we can change as a country and nation. And I feel like not only Welcome to America, but also Nothing, how he's talking about the current rap scene, about how a lot of rappers are talking about really nothing. They're just talking about, sleeping with other women, having all the money, having a nice car. That's nothing that we can relate to. We need something that can change the hip-hop mindset, and also not only hip-hop mindset, but also today's generation, because I feel like today's generation needs this kind of positive reinforcement for today's genre of hip-hop and also generation. But yeah, great project, man. Number 6, Catalactica, Big K.R.I.T. After months of patiently waiting for this, it finally released I just want to say, I'm a huge Big Crit fan. I was really looking forward to this. Um, I have to say though, I was slightly disappointed with this, and I'm gonna tell you why. I had such high expectations for this that it was damn near impossible for it to exceed my expectations. And the first 7 tracks I loved, um, but once I got to the 8th track, to the Wiz Khalifa feature and E40 feature, I was like, nah, like it was kind of going downhill for me. And yeah, I mean, I had such high expectations for it because I kept listening to all of his tracks that he was releasing before he released Catalactica, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a great album. Um, he was kind of giving us like a glimpse of what his album was gonna be like, and a bit of a taste of of his album. And you know, I thought it was a good attempt, but I expected a lot more. It was decent. It was a good album. It was definitely a solid project. But it almost squeezed into my top 5, but I really didn't listen to it as much as I could have, and it didn't speak to me as much as the other albums, and it's unfortunate because I'm a huge Big Crit fan. But yeah, overall, man, a great project. Number 5. These are my top 5 albums of hip hop. Oh, wait, I just want to say for Big Crit, my favorite tracks were Pay Attention, King of the South, Soul Food, Life, Mount Olympus. Great tracks. We got number 5, Prime and DJ Premier. One of hip hop's most notable producers in the game, fairly underrated MC. Royce and DJ Premier. They decided to team up with this project, and this is a project that contains a lot of star-studded features with Killer Mike, Schoolboy Q, Mac Miller, Jay Electronica, Slaughterhouse Common. Yeah. But yeah, coming to this project, I wanted to share how exactly this will work. I think this album for me had a shock factor to me. I wasn't really expecting much from this for some reason, because I never really listened to Royce like that. I've always considered him to be a good MC, but not like this, man. This just had that shock factor to me, and I feel like this was a lot more cohesive and more consistent than Catalactica. This is why this had to squeeze into my top 5, because this is exactly what I look for in the project. I love how Royce and DJ Premier were branching out to different beats that you weren't familiar with DJ Premier and working on. But yeah, man, this is great. And I feel like all the guest features completely obliterated the verses. But yeah, man, great job. Number 4, Pinata, Freddie Gibbs. Yeah, man, this was another album that was amazing to me. Freddie Gibbs decided to work with one of the most highly regarded producers, not only hip-hop, but the music scene, Madlib. This is a great project, man. Madlib's production in this throughout its entirety was flawless. I feel like Madlib was kind of embracing and kind of put Freddie Gibbs in his wing and say, come here, I'm going to give you beats and production that can really complement your style very well. And this is exactly what he did. Freddie Gibbs sounded his most determined and most hungry that he's ever sounded. His flow was also quite versatile, and he also switched up his flow in a lot of these tracks. He did like a double time that he did so perfectly in almost all these tracks, man. It wasn't flat like how he was in his other projects, like ESGN. No, man, he went hard on this. He definitely showed that he's not your typical one-dimensional gangster rapper that people tend to box in. And he really proved himself here, man. He is not a generic rapper. He has a lot to offer. I feel like Madlib gave him beats that he was able to shine in. I feel like they complemented each other very well. When you first think about it, it's an odd pairing, but it worked almost perfectly to me. But yeah, my favorite tracks in this was High, featuring Danny Brown, a lot of energy. Thuggin', Shitsville, and Real, also a great track, man. But yeah, man, awesome album. Number 3, hip hop's most unique duo, Run the Jewels 2. Man, this was one album too that I was really looking forward to. Um, this album, man, this gives you everything. This provides a glimpse of everything that a hip hop head wants. It gives you introspective tracks. It gives you high energy party bangers. It gives you ignorant shit. It gives you intelligent stuff. And it gives you social political stances of what's going on right now with the Ferguson with the Ferguson case, and the amount of energy that and personality that Killer Mike and LP exuded was flourishing and was completely astonishing throughout this project. They covered almost every aspect that a hip hop artist can cover, and they did it so well, man. This just gives you everything. This project is a treat. It gives you everything that you want. Very versatile project. Number 2, 2014 Forest Hills Drive. I wasn't expecting an album from J. Cole this year, but he tweeted that he was releasing an album just 2 weeks before the initial release of Forest Hills Drive, and I was once again very impressed. I feel like this kind of gave me what Born Sinner and Silent Story were lacking, which is kind of his originality that he's been displaying on this. He showed that he's different and that he has a lot to offer to the hip hop culture. Man, from start to finish, great project. I loved Wet Dreams, where he was talking about his first time. I felt like he played with that very well, and he was very clever with his wordplay. Very nice. But yeah, man, from start to finish, great project. And also Fire Squad, where he was calling out those the white artists for them trying to dominate and overtake the black culture, which I think he did well. And also there's other tracks that were very well executed as well. But yeah, man, overall great project. Number 1, last but not least, probably by far my favorite hip hop album that was kind of it did receive exposure, but I feel like to me it spoke to me a lot more than other people. And number 1, The Waters, Mick Jenkins, great album, man. This was a great timing for me to hear it, because everything that's going on right now with the Ferguson case, Eric Garner case, and with the shootings of the New York cops not too long ago, recently, I feel like this kind of addresses all the issues that Mick wanted to display on this project. I love how in Dehydration he's talking about, he's referring as water as a symbol as to us needing more water, and that we're thirsty for justice and for freedom, for us to find peace, inner peace in the cities, and for us to just stop all the violence that's going on. And I feel like this was such great timing that I listened to this project. It really spoke to me, because I can really relate to it, because it's exactly what we're going through as a nation. And but he was addressing how the city of Chicago needs to heal and needs to revive, and that we need to find the inner peace within the community. And not only Chicago, but also the other cities too, around the country, like Philadelphia, Miami, you name it. We need to stick together and to find we need to be civil with one another, and to recover. We need to recover from all the gang violence and from all the black on black shootings that have been occurring. But yeah, great album, man. You gotta check this out. If you have not checked this out, please do. Alright, thank you very much for tuning in. I'll be, like I said before, I will be reviewing. First, I just want to say these are my top 15 hip-hop albums. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe and thumbs up and like. And if you have your own perspectives on your top 15 hip-hop albums, please comment in the comment section and tell me what you think. And yeah, I'll be just want to let you know I'll be reviewing 5 albums of any particular genre every single month, and I will be reviewing Jasmine Sullivan, Fall Out Boy, Neo, Joey Badass, and Lupe Fiasco. Please tune into those projects. I'm gonna try to be more consistent now with reviewing albums from now on. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, and I really appreciate it.